The last video, Spring MVC, we have seen some web.xml files, some internal parts. Let's one time we will revise. One time recap this last session. Okay. One topic called, what is that? Dispatcher servlet. And the internal, how to take request, internal flow, I will discuss in this session. So put more concentration. Okay. Now let's go. Last class is Spring MVC components. Okay. I think I saved. One time recap this for in the fast mode, guys. And then we will start today's session. So now first we learn what is that view part. This is the many component task there. First is the view. First we will complete all the component. Then I will discuss the major concept for the interview point of view. Spring Web MVC control flow, execution flow. How to execute all these things, how to deploy and context servlet, all these things I will discuss when we complete these many things. Okay, today's our agenda is completion of this dispatcher servlet. So now come here, revise first. View part is provide very good environment to take the data from the users for the user interaction. View part, it's provide very good environment to perform the client side data validation using JavaScript. It's allowed to specify different type of request, get, post, head, and many more are there. And second component is web.xml. Also, two more things are there. What is the two types of form is there? First is the like generating the response only static context. Second is the taking the data from the form. It's called the form data. Form. Okay, form view part. Second, the status kind of thing. It's returning. Just simple. Like success page, failure page kind of thing. Okay, in the web.xml file, this is the very, very important. All these things going happen with this. If you execute any program, your program should go with this file. From this file, it is go from this file, like web.xml file. This is the major important file. Now for the XML configuration, when we use annotation or 100% code driven, that is the not required. Okay. Web.xml file is also called a what is the deployment descriptor. Web.xml file provide the metadata about the web application. You provide the web application inside the server, then server this web.xml provide the metadata about the application required by the container. Those are required by the in order to identify the server side component. In order to identify the server side component, which component you are using inside the server side. The web.xml file give to like required information to the container. These many types of server-side components are there, like welcome file, servlet context, servlet config, listener filter, error page, and tag library, and security configuration files. Okay, in Spring MVC, web.xml file required to configure front controller, that is dispatches. That's it. In Spring Framework, we configured here. What is that? Here, look at here. In the web.xml file, we configured dispatchers servlet. And last session, I have discussed in depth what is this, what is this. Those are missed the last session. Please go watch the web component. Okay, go check the in the series. This is available, guys. Please go and watch it. Now come next. Dispatcher servlet config will provide the following details. What are the details? First is the logical name. Okay. Last session go discussed what is the logical name. Dispatcher servlet class configuration, initialization parameter, configuration, loading and startup configuration. And next thing, the URL mapping, where the dispatcher servlet must logical name of this logical name only we prepare Spring configuration file name, this file name that is like this. Logical name of the dispatcher servlet, then hyphen servlet. Okay. Which name you provide here, same name file you should created. And otherwise you will get error. Otherwise you will get exception, guys. Okay, in this case, Spring configuration file, name must be dispatcher servlet.xml. What is that? Where dispatcher servlet class must be configured with the fully qualified name of the fully valid name named. Okay, in order to make the activate front controller like dispatcher subject. The default name, if you want to change the default name, so we provide what is that init param. Inside the init param, provide this name. Okay, init param dispatcher solid configuration. This is the important. Then use the context configuration initialization parameter in the dispatcher solid configuration file. Okay. Load and startup requirement. What is the requirement of load and startup? This is performing dispatcher server loading, instantiation, initialization at the time of server startup. Okay, guys. So this is the URL pattern matching. Three type of matches are there. Okay, guys. So this is all this thing. Exact match, directory match, extension match. For from the above URL definition, dispatches server to use either directory match, extension match. Okay. So this is the for the trapping all requested from the client to dispatcher server. This one. Done. This is the last session. So today's session is very important, guys. Dispatcher servlet. Our component is just wait a minute. Copy the component. SPC patches folder, Spring MVC, last node. This is the last. Just a bit in that. Just copy this new. That's it. So we completed two things. We completed two things. What is the two thing? We completed this one and this one. We completed. So today's agenda is dispatcher servlet. So now this is the very important concept, guys. Please put more concentration. I will give more depthness. Okay. So now dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet. Third component. Okay. Now dispatcher servlet is like a hero. Okay, like a leader. Okay. So dispatcher servlet takes the request and giving to the handler mapping and searching the handler mapping. All these things do with this. Clients gives to the request to the server. Server takes the request and server find the dispatcher servlet. Okay. The dispatchers are led forward to the request some other components. So now, suppose I am creating one very good. This is not black is good. Okay, guys. Suppose this is the servlet. This is the dispatcher servlet. This is the dispatcher servlet bit. Dispatcher servlet called as the DS. Okay. So dispatcher servlet this is. Inside the dispatcher servlet, we have four things. What is the thing? That's good. And this one is also required, guys. Okay. Now, not wait a minute, wait a minute. Lord. I am arranging these things. So we get clarity. Now it's good. I will map one by one. First, I will write down here. Then I will map with your example, live example. Okay. What is this? What is this? All these things I will map. Okay. Don't worry, guys. So this is our controller. This is our, what is that? This is our, suppose, handler map. Handler mapping. Handler mapping classes. This is our handler mapping. And this one is controller. What is that? This one is controller. And this one is view resolver. What is that? This one is view resolver. View resolver. View resolver class. Type objects. Whatever you want, that's it. Not an issue. And this is our, what is that? Viewport. This is our viewport. Viewport. Not what. This is. Okay. Now handler mapping. Here you can see where our handler mapping is there in the dispatcher servlet class. We declare the handler mapping. What is that handler mapping class? We use one class. One of the class is having 4 classes. We are using one handler being name handler mapping. First, this is the client. Suppose this is the client. Okay. Creating one client. Okay. This is our client. This is our client. This is our client. Okay. Client gives request. Client generating the request to change the color. Okay. Changing the color. Change the color. Which color is good? This one. No, this is not good. Oh, this one is good. Suppose client generate the request, give the request to the dispatcher servlet. Suppose, right? Okay. Request. Request. Then simple. Then client submit to the request. Client submit to the request where web application. Web application in the sense dispatcher servlet will receive the request. First, we are not giving the request to the direct dispatcher servlet. We give the request, client give the request to the where? Web application. But in this scenario, I am discussing only dispatcher servlet. So put more consider. Suppose that assume this is not our like, actual control flow. This is not actual execution of the flow Spring. This is the only dispatcher servlet. Which component execute first, which component execute after. Only this one we will learn in this video. Okay, guys, put more consultant. Okay. So now, suppose client gives the request to the dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet take the request, like receive the request, and then dispatcher servlet will interact with what is that? We are handler mapping. Interact with the handler mapping. Why interact with the handler mapping? Dispatcher servlet interact with handler mapping. Dispatcher servlet interact with handler mapping. This is our handler mapping class. Okay. Handler mapping. Then handler mapping Handler mapping to get the control name. Handler mapping, getting the control name, like controller name and location of the controller classes, where your controller classes is present. Then okay, guys. So dispatcher servlets taking the request from the client and search the handler mapping. Handler mapping gives the handler mapping returns the controller class name and location. Handler mapping is doing simple thing. What is that? I will write down all these things in theory. Don't worry. Just understanding purpose. I am telling. Handler mapping returns what is that? Controller name and controller location. Controller location. It's returning. So what is it return? What is it returns? Here. What is that is return? Controller. Okay. It returns. What is that? Controller name. Controller name. Controller name. Shortcut. Okay. Controller name. It's return controller name. That's it. No. Controller name. That's it. And this dispatcher servlet finds to dispatcher servlet gives to request to the handler mapping for that for request for what is the request for controller where your controller is existed controller. That's it. CLDR. This is the controller, guys. So now our part is our handler mapping part is over here. Observe, guys. Here our controller part, like handler mapping part, is over. Now second mean it's taking dispatcher servlet takes dispatcher servlet store the controller class name and controller location. What is that? Controller class name and controller class name and location. Then dispatcher server recognize name and location of the controller classes. Then dispatcher servlet recognize the name and dispatcher servlet recognize the name and location of the controller classes. What is that? Name and controller classes. This is our controller classes. Some logics are there in the controller classes, like business logic. It's executing the business logic. Is there one more things are there, but right now it's not required, so that's why I'm not telling. Okay. Then after completion of the business logic execution, it returns what is that? It returns which object is returning, which object it will return, guys. It will return model and view object. It's return what is that? Model and view object. Model and okay, guys. It's written now. It's written model and view object. Which object? Model and view object. Okay. Now it returns model and view object, guys. After executing the business logic inside the controller classes, then it returns model and view object. And model on view objects is containing, what is that? It contain view object. It's contain view object like view name like contains logical name of the view part. It contains logical name of the view part and model as a map object. Model as a map object. Okay. Then next, on the basis of model and view object, on the basis of model and view object, guys, dispatcher servlet will interact with which part? View resolver part. Which part interacts with view resolver part, guys? This one. Okay. On the basis of view. Request from view name. Request from view name. Request for view name. View name. Request for view name. It's interact with view resolver. View resolver. After executing view resolver takes first is will view resolver. This one is the view resolver. View resolver identify the .jsp files. How many .jsp files and it's processing kind of thing it's doing. Okay. Then takes the view resolver take the view resolver name of the view pages, location of the view pages. This is the name of the view pages dot JSP files and location of the view parts where your view parts is existed. Then it returns back to the dispatcher servlet. Then it's returned back to the dispatcher servlet, guys. Dispatcher servlet. Okay. Now it's returned to where? Dispatcher servlet. Name and location of which one is returning views are name and location of the view part. Name and location. Shortcut. Okay. Location of view part. It returns, what is that? It's return name and location of the view parts. Then it's take. Then after that, after the taking view name, view resolver, dispatcher servlet. Here, guys, after the returning dispatcher servlet, inside the dispatcher servlet, wait. Inside the web.xml file, dispatcher servlet takes the response, and preparing the view part, and dispatcher servlet will interact with view parts with the model part. What is that? With the model part. Why? Because it is returning model and view object. And then dispatcher servlet will interact with view part. This is our view part is existed. Okay. Existed. Then it return back to the dispatcher servlet. Now, dispatcher servlet responsibility is preparing the response for the client. Generate generate the response to the client, like for the client. Simple. Okay, color change. One minute, guys, 1 minute. Okay, this one color. Okay. Now give the request to the view part, gives to the view part, go inside the view part, and simple. Back to the response, it's preparing the response, and back to uh, dispatcher solid, return to the dispatcher solid, guys. Here is the model part, is the model part is returning, it's the model part, the model part, it's the model part, guys. And here is the view part. Here is returning, what is that view part? That's it. Then dispatcher servlet preparing the response for the client, for the client response. That's it. Now this is the total and actual work of the dispatcher servlet. Here, dispatcher servlet. Okay, dispatcher servlet takes the request from the client and search the handler mapping with search the handler mapping. Dispatcher select the responsibility to search the handler mapping when the request is given to the dispatcher select for the URL pattern. Then dispatcher select search to the view handler mapping where your dispatcher select here. Dispatcher select URL mapping, handler mapping. Then handler mapping finds the where your controller class is existed, where your controller class is existed. Here is my controller class is existed. Then it will return the controller class location and name of the controllers, name of the controller names. That's it. Then it's written, then it's written to that model and view. What is that it's returning? Controller class here return back to that controller name and location. This is the work of, this is total work of, what is that? Work of handler mapping. That's it. Handler mapping work is completed. Handler mapping work is completed. Now, dispatcher servlet dispatcher servlet now holds the now dispatcher servlet having controller name and controller location. This is the controller name. Suppose dispatcher servlet having this controller name. This controller name dispatcher servlet having, I'm writing here. Suppose dispatcher servlet having Bish controller name and location. This not request time. Yes. Okay. Name and this is name and location. Okay. Now, then it's a dispatcher servlet responsibility is go to the dispatcher, go to the controller classes, dispatcher servlet, go to the BIS controller, come into the BIS like BIS controller, and where is my BIS controller is there, then it will preparing, then it will executing the business logic. How many business logic existed inside the like controller class, like inside the in my which controller class having only one, having only which handler request, only one business logic is existed. After that, after executing your business logic, it will return what is that? Model and view object, guys. Guys, come on, come on. Model and view object. And then after executing controller class business logics, then it will return what is that? Model and view object. Here our model and view object is that, view object this, model object this. Logical name of that, what is that? It's returning logical name. It's written logical name of that. Okay, logical name and map. Logical name of map. Both this it's written. Now here we have model and view object. Then after getting the model and view object, then it's go here. Then it will search. Your bis logical name. Logical name. This is the logical name. This is the view part. This is our view part. That's containing more. Bis. According to your bis, your wish file name should be same. Bis file .jsp. Here, come back, guys. In the bis dot, it will recognize view resolver. It will recognize name of the class, sorry, name of the files, view files, and location. Your location. This is our view resolver. Request for the names and file. Then it will returns to that view resolver, return to two things. First is the location, second one is the view part. Here it's returning name of the location and JSP's file, name of the file. Okay, guys. So now it's taking, in the my case, it's returning two things. First dot bis.jsp, it's written wish.jsp. Okay, in my case. And second thing, and location, and location. That's it. And it's written to where dispatcher servlet. Now dispatcher servlet having name of the JSP pages, all the pages it containing. And now it's having, now at the time, dispatcher servlet having wish.jsp and location. Now it will search the model part. Now it will search the view part where the view is existed. Where your view is existed, like wish.jsp and location. After that, after the getting of this view part, after the getting of view part model search back to preparing view part and send back to the dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet takes the responsibility to generate the response for the to the client. That's it. This is the total explanation, guys. Also, now I will write down a theory, so we'll get clarity for your notes purpose, guys. Okay. So now let's start it. Okay. So can I give a numbering kind of thing? Na? First numbering. Okay. Taking black, not which color. This one is good. Okay. Now this is the first part. Give the request to the dispatcher select. Second, dispatcher selects find to the where the handler mapping is there. Then handler mapping takes the request from the dispatcher select, and then handler mapping return back to that controller name. Then second, next dispatcher select go into the controller classes, both controller classes, then execute the business logic. Then business logic return to what is that? Returns to the model and view part. Then after that model and view part, request for the view name. Find the view resolver. Where is your view name and location is existed. This is the sixth part. Then after that, it's returning name and location. It returns the name and location of the view parts. And this is one eighth one. This is one eighth. Sixth, fifth, seventh. Okay, guys. This is our eighth one. This is our ninth. Taking the ninth and 10th. That's it. First gives request to the dispatcher select, and takes care the handler mapping. Handler mapping back to that, what is that, return to the controller name, names of the classes, and it's searching for the controller classes, name and location, all these things is written. And then controller class execute the business logic. After the business logic returning, it's written model and view logic. Model contains the model part, like object of the mapped, and view parts contain the name of the location, name of the files. Okay, then it request to the view names, view resolver. Go to the view resolver. Do one thing, guys. No, taking top off inside the task is good. No? Okay, not good. Okay, this is a handler, controller, view resolver, and view part. This is our total JSP part, no, guys. The total JSP view part. That's it. Now, name and location. It's written name and location of that your view resolver part. Then view resolver part search where your name and location is existed. There, the model part is preparing the model part and back to that. Now we will end up. I'm writing one by one, so you can write down with me, guys. Please preparing notes your own. And otherwise, I will not share all any notes. That's right off. So now, first one is sending, submitting, sending request from client, either to server side, server side web application. This is not a web application, but I'm assuming where dispatcher servlet is existing, where dispatcher servlet is existing receive, will receive the request, will receive the request, and the next, it receive the request. Dispatcher servlet, next, dispatcher servlet will interact with, interact with, what is that? With handler mapping, handler mapping, interact with handler mapping to get, what is the controller class name, controller name and location, name and location. That's it. Now next is handler mapping, handler mapping will return, what is that, will return the name and location, of the controller classes. But I have discussed with you guys in a diagram, same thing I'm writing, okay, for the better clarity. So now next thing is, what is it? Dispatcher servlet will recognize, then dispatcher servlet will recognize the name and location of the controller class. And perform loading and instantiation. Then after that you can execute now, guys. Okay, perform loading and instantiation of controller classes. That's it. After executing, now performing instantiation and initialization, after executing the business logic, after executing business logic, controller class control class will return, what is that? Model and view object. Model and view object, which contain, I will tell you, which is contains logical name of the view part, view and view object, and logical name of the view object and view and model object. What is that? Model object. That's it. Understood, guys. Then dispatcher servlet will, after getting the model and view object, dispatcher servlet will interact with view resolver. Interact view resolver. In order to get the name and location, of the view part. View pages, you can whatever you want to call it, view part. Then view resolver will return view object with the name and location, of the view page. Now next point. After that, after returning this view and resolve, return view object and the name of the location view part. After that. Now next one, after returning this, the view resolver will return view and object. Okay. Dispatcher servlet will interact. Then next is dispatcher servlet will interact with the view part. We are in time with the view part with the model part. With model part. In order to prepare response. Guys, here, focus. Now here, eighth steps is there. The eighth steps is dispatcher servlet will interact with the view part. Okay. Dispatcher servlet will interact with the view part, and in order to prepare response, it's preparing the why it's interact with it's preparing the response. Now next is, this is the last one. Now, view part will prepare response and submitting that response to the dispatcher servlet. What is that point? View part will prepare the response. This view part preparing the response and submit to that where? Dispatcher servlet. Then it's dispatcher servlet responsibility to generate the response. For the client. Dispatcher servlet will generate the required 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 response to client. That's it. This is the only these many total steps I have covered so many times, guys. So one more time I will explain. This is the important part. In this example, all this happening go through with dispatcher servlet. Okay. In Spring MVC, only dispatcher servlet is the hero. Okay, guys. This is the leader part. Okay, you are using annotation, whatever you using if you are using annotation, then it's internally automatically configured. Okay, but same execution flow is happen, guys. So first is dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet takes the request from the client and sending to the client server side where will you receive the request. Okay, then interact with the handler mapping. Then second part is interact with the handler mapping. Then next, handler mapping. Then handler mapping will return the name and location of the controller. This handler mapping return name and location of the controller mapping. Then controller dispatcher servlet. Then dispatcher servlet will recognize name and location of the controllers, name and location of the controllers. Then performing the loading and instantiation of the controller class. Then this will performing instantiation and initialization of the controller class, executing the business logic. After the business logic, executing after the business logic, it will return model and view object. Here, guys, listen. Initialization and instantiation. After the instantiation, it will execute the model and execute the business logic. Then it will return the model and view object. Then dispatcher servlet after executing controller class will return the model and view object, which is contain the logical name of the view part. This part contains the logical name of the view part and model part, guys. Logical name of the view part and model object. What is the logical name of the this is the logical name of the file. This is the model part. All these things are model parts. Okay, as a map, guys. Here is map. As a map, you can use it. Yeah. Okay. Dispatcher servlet will interact with the view resolver in order to get the location of the view part. Then dispatcher servlet, after getting the model and view part, dispatcher servlet will interact with the view resolver for what? For what? Getting the location and name of the view part, getting the name and location of the view part. This is the only reason to interact with the view resolver. Dispatcher select interact with the view resolver for that, to getting location and which part, location and view part. That's it. Now next, view resolver will return with the name and location of the view page. And the view resolver responsibility to return the name and location of the view part. Here, view resolver is there in the dispatcher servlet. This is the view resolver over there. It's the responsibility to return the location and view part. View part is .jsp files, nothing but .jsp file. Now next is view part will prepare response and submitting that response to dispatcher servlet. Then dispatcher servlet interact with the view part with the model part in order to prepare response. Then here, guys, dispatcher servlet interact with the view part to preparing the view part and model part. We're preparing the model part here, guys. Wait. No. Oh, okay. This will interact with where? View part. This is the view part to preparing model part and view part. This is our model part, like taking the message. This is the message from taking here. Message. This is the model part. Okay, it's taking from that, guys. So now model part in order to prepare the response. Now view part will prepare response. View part prepare response and submitting that response to dispatcher servlet. Then here view part, then this part is preparing response, preparing view parts, and return back to the dispatcher servlet. Now last point in the Ninth point is to dispatcher select responsibility to generate the response of that client for that client. Okay, we'll generate that thing. This is our total dispatcher select. So try to observe a little bit. Read this statement, guys. One time. Read this. Now, after that, I will discuss next component. What is the handler mapping? Okay, this is this part. One by one, I will discuss this handler mapping, and after that, controller. After that, controller view resolver and view resolver, Spring configuration file. All this thing we will progress one by one. Then, when I will discuss handler mapping, then we will get more clarity, guys. After complete all this thing, after completion model and viewport, I will prepare what is that? One very good Spring MVC control flow, like execution flow of the execution. Okay. After this, after completion of the component, after complete the all the component. Okay. So now we will learn handler mapping. Handler mapping. What handler mapping doing? I think you get the clear cut clear, you will get the clarity about the handler mapping, guys. Handler mapping is doing just what is that? Finding the controller class and send back to that dispatcher select this controller's names and location. Then dispatcher select go to the controller classes and loading, performing loading and initialization. What is that? Performing loading and initialization. That's it. So now go handler mapping. Third part. Today is your fourth. Okay. Fourth part. Four. Yes. Random. Fourth. Fourth is handler mapping. Handler mapping. This is the important, guys. Very, very important also. Here you will get all more clarity about the handler mapping, guys. So please watch the video carefully. So now I'm writing some point. If it is possible, write down with me, guys. Okay. What is the intention of what is the first? My question is, what is the intention of handler mapping? Handler mapping is map the incoming request to handler classes that can be handle request. That can be handle request. What is the meaning? Okay. Now I'm writing the point. The main intention of handler mapping. Can I write SVM? Handler mapping is to map incoming request to the handler class. Handle class that can handle request. Handle request. That's it. This is our main intention. So now I will get clarity. Where write down where what where request is coming, where request is coming, suppose where request is coming to dispatcher servlet, then dispatcher servlet will forward, or where will forward request to handler mapping, handler mapping, where handler mapping, will identify, will recognize or recognize, okay, recognize the respective handler classes, respective handler classes, and its association and its associated interceptors. Now its one question is coming. What is that question? What is interceptors? This is the very important part, guys. In web application, interceptors is nothing but just one part. Every request go from by using interceptors and come from the using interceptors. Every request, interceptor performing what is that? Authorization in data validation. Okay, like internalization, IATN services, authentication, all these things performing this interceptors. Interceptor that handler mapping will create after that associated with interceptor, then handler mapping will create handler execution chain. What is that? Handler, it's creating one object called handler execution. When I will discuss flow, Spring MVC flow, then we will discuss, then I will tell you what is the handler execution chain. This return to that, where this return to that, and dispatcher solver with handler mapping, with handler class, with handler class object, and interceptors and interceptors. And return handler execution chain to dispatcher server. This is total definition about the handler mapping. Only handler mapping doing the same work. But the main intention of handler mapping is to map the incoming request here. Map the incoming request and handle the class that handler request, then can handle request. Where the request is coming is O. Okay, is coming, dispatcher server will forward the request where? Handle mapping. When the request coming into the dispatcher server, dispatchers will forward to the handler mapping. Handler mapping find the same thing. Handler mapping where they will recognize the responsive handler class then associated with interceptor. This is the total dispatcher server flow. Don't think this is related to here. It's also coming back. Okay. dispatches her hand with the handler classes object. Interceptor to return to the handler classes. Guys, return that statement. And handler mapping in a Spring MVC, in a Spring framework, handler mapping request handler by handler classes are 4 classes. Spring framework provide the following. Sorry guys. Provide the following handler mapping. What is that handler mapping? Handler mapping classes. Handler mapping classes. Classes. 4 classes that providing Spring framework. I am writing one by one, so you will clarity. Just sending the color. First one is we are using frequently vname URL handler mapping. vname URL handler mapping. Second one is simple URL handler mapping. What is that? Simple handler mapping. And third one is, what is the third one is the controller class name handler mapping. Controller class name handler mapping. Handler mapping. Okay. Now fourth one is fourth one is component path map. I think component. Oh, not a component. No? Commons. Oh, commons path. Sorry, path map. Handler mapping. These are the 4 classes are there inside the Spring MVC. Got it, guys? So now I want to write one point, guys, about the. We will learn one by one. I will teach you in this session. That's right, it's taking too much time. It's taking at least our Spring MVC batch take to 40 sessions. Okay, 40, at least 40. I will teach you all this thing, all possible cases. When I discussing practical, more practicals. In a Spring framework, MVC, in a Spring Web, okay, Spring Web MVC, Spring. So if you are working with a Spring MVC, then you should configure with handler mapping. One handler mapping you should. Spring Web MVC application. If we want to use the handler mapping, handler mapping classes, then we must configure them in a Spring configuration file. Okay, guys. One more thing, if you are confused about the Spring configuration file, I will show you which one is the Spring configuration. This one is the Spring configuration. You can say this one is the Spring configuration file. Okay, just wait a minute. Yes. Now I am writing. Okay. This is nothing but a Spring configuration. Spring. File. This is a Spring configuration file. Now, tomorrow onwards, this is the total today's session. So revise one more time, guys. We completed we complete one thing, dispatches alert we completed. After that, we are learning what is that handler mapping. Handler mapping is the remaining fourth thing, first thing, second thing, third thing. If it's time is today is possible, then I will tell you, but right now it's not possible. Tomorrow, the next session, we will learn four things, total four things in a single video, guys. Why? Because it's taking time. This is the total. After that completion, I will take 1 or 2 hour session, like Spring Web MVC, control flow, like execution flow. So thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining, guys. If you have any query, use my mail. Otherwise, send on my Telegram channel. Thank you.